All sports, all plays. All sports, all plays. All sports, all plays. 365, we making a plays. You talking the game, get you through the days. We're high in the court, the dime in the lane. Variety topics never the same. All presentation, sports information. In the airways, taking the nation. All sport, all plays. Like working your faces. Grace at the field, so tie the laces. All sports, all plays. All sports, all plays. Network. We on top of our game. All sports, all plays. All sports, all plays.
Hey guys, how we doing tonight? We got J-Mac here. I am co-hosting tonight with Ace and the Vic. How are y'all doing tonight?
Yeah, what's up, guys?
Doing
Vic,
good. Two weeks to Pac-12 football.
I was like, Vic got the COVID look going on there tonight.
Yo, I know you're gonna touch on this in a minute, but I want to say before you touch on it, I just want to tell my buddy Franklin Curley to go ahead and get better, buddy. We are rooting for you to get better. All right, J-Mac?
Yeah, so I just want to let everyone know that tonight's episode is being brought to you by Suzanne's Paparazzi Jewelry. And that's $5 jewelry. Everything's $5. What a great deal. $5. And there's 24/7 shopping available. The phone number to get to her directly is 541-294-5218. And if you go online, you can do that at paparazzijewelry.com. The code to get your exclusive deal for being an ASAP network viewer, you get a free necklace with a pair when you buy a pair of earrings, and that code is 960120. And to touch quick on what Ace said, our buddy Frank Curley.
What's up, guys?
If you go online, you can do that at Paparazzi Jewelry. Touch quick on what Ace said. Our buddy
Frank, he's out there. Let's get better, buddy. We're dedicating this show to you tonight. Hope you're watching. Hope you see this. Hope you know well wishes. We're sending you well wishes. So, and let's also remind everyone that do you want to get this T-shirt for free? You got a chance to win this. All you got to do, two things.
What do I got to do?
You got to watch the show tonight at some point. You don't even have to watch the whole thing. Just hop on, give us a little view. And the second thing you got to do, throw a comment on there. Anything. Tell us we're doing a great job. Tell us we're doing a bad job. Doesn't matter. Ask us a question. Comment on a question that we had or a topic we were talking about. That's what you got to do. How does that sound?
I like it.
All right. Well, let's jump right in.
Right.
Yeah, let's
so
jump right into it.
So before we get started on that, I want to say thank you to Hot Sauce Sports for leaving a comment out there saying, "What up, homies?" And I'll say, "What up there?" So guess what? You are now on the board with a comment. And besides them, we will go to Brandon Herrera, who's saying hello, guys, and I will say hello to you. And I hope your day is going fine. And now you have an entry into trying to win that All Sports, All Plays T-shirt. All right.
Yes, sir.
So as everybody knows, our Saturday show is all college and all NFL. That's what we talk about on our Saturday shows. So typically what we'll do is we'll go from our top one team in the nation and we'll go through the top 25 teams. So number one today, those Clemson Tigers played the Syracuse Orangemen. Clemson won this game 47-21. Was that really surprising?
I mean, no, but hey, I'm telling you, the first part of this game, it was not a 26-point game.
No, it was a great first half.
Syracuse was giving them fits in the first half of that game. They were staying close. So
So my game ball, so as we like to call it, Adam's game ball in this game actually goes to a Travis Etienne, which is the running back for the Clemson Tigers. And he carried the ball 16 times for 86 yards, but 3 touchdowns. And then he also had 3 catches for 20 yards. So, Vic.
Yeah.
Going into this game, what do you think of the Clemson Tigers? Do you right now believe that they are the best team in the country?
You really have to ask me that question with my attire on today.
Okay, with putting the Ducks aside, putting the Ducks aside, is Clemson the best team in the country?
I'm gonna go yeah. After my Ducks, but yeah.
So if you look at the top 4 teams right now, which is Clemson, Alabama, Notre Dame at number 3, and then Georgia at number 4, do you see any of those teams being actually able to beat this Clemson Tigers team?
Alabama. They have the best shot. Georgia's lost Alabama by a lot. And
right.
Notre Dame puts up a good front every year, but they always
right. Okay, so I'll put up this comment here, and Brandon Herrera. That is actually funny that you bring that up, because we like to give one of our buddies on the network, as everybody knows, as Mess Around. We like to give him a hard time because of Cody Parkey with the double doink. Well, today was actually funny because we actually had the triple doink. This was not a double. This was a triple. Talk about bad luck. I don't even know how that happens. How do you hit both uprights and then the crossbar and then you miss? I don't think I've ever seen that until today. That was crazy.
You have to be extremely talented.
Yeah, I don't even know what to say. Like, it was like boom, boom, doink. You're just like, whoa, what just happened? Does this mean we got to stop picking on Dave for the double doink? Like, I think that was the most depressing part of it. Like, now we got a triple doink, so we got to stop making fun of Dave for the double doink?
Right. So, and Nathaniel, because we talked about a team that could beat Clemson, he said he wants to say BYU, but he can't. And you know what, Nate? I'm glad you did not say BYU, because they would not have a chance against Clemson.
Man,
not
Nate,
even close,
Nate,
man.
buddy, listen, Nate, man. Really, man, I love you. I do. But I don't have much else to say about that one.
Right?
Like, I don't know where you're going with that, but dang, man. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that's wow.
So
a quadruple doink? Was it a quadruple doink?
Sort of
upright crossbar, crossbar.
It was more of a quadruple in a way, but I called it a triple because, you know, I count the crossbar as one, even though it hit it twice. I still count it as one, so I called it a triple doink. All right.
Let's move on to the next game.
Yeah. So our number 2 team in the country right now, we have Alabama, and they went up against Tennessee. Alabama actually ended up winning this game 48-17. Not by the shock of anybody. And pretty much everybody saw Alabama running away with this game, I'm pretty sure. So my player of the game in this one was actually Harris, the running back for Alabama. He had 20 carries, 96 yards, 2 touchdowns, but keep in mind, you might think, okay, 96 yards, you know, that's not that great. But now keep in mind, he also had 6 catches for 60 yards too.
Yeah.
So besides, so Brandon Herrera also left another comment saying, what do you think of the South Florida jerseys? I think those have to be the best around. They were definitely an interesting choice. They were kind of cool. Don't get me wrong. I think they contrasted well. Are they the best? I don't know. I would really have to really think about it, but their jerseys were awesome. They were great. And Suzanne Culver-Barber saying, hello, everyone. And then, of course, Nate has a comment saying his favorite team, his favorite college team is BYU. Okay. So,
That explains a
wow,
lot.
we wouldn't have guessed that from his comment.
right?
Never. I bet you can't guess who mine is.
Right. Woo!
Hey, by the way, I just want to say, everyone, Suzanne Culver-Barber, that's our sponsor for Suzanne Paparazzi. So please go out and support her. She does a great job with this. And we do great to try to help her as well.
All right. So we just hit on Alabama that beat Tennessee. Now we'll go to number 3, which is interesting enough. It's Notre Dame is our number 3 team in the country, and they played Pittsburgh. They ended up winning this game 45-3. But we've touched on this for the last couple weeks, J-Mac. So I want to get Vic's opinion on this. Notre Dame is one of those teams that you see that they managed to get in the top 4 and they managed to make a playoff game, but then every time they make a playoff game, they get absolutely destroyed.
It's like they're catfishing us or something.
Right?
That's a good way to put it. I never thought of it that way, Vic.
Yeah, right.
This is why we brought you on the show, to give us your unique opinion.
That was actually a dig at Manti Te'o, but yeah.
Manti Te'o. Yeah, Manti Te'o.
That was a good one too.
So going with that, and Notre Dame being the number 3 team in the nation, are we going to see this yet again to where Notre Dame is going to end up in the top 4 at the end, and then they're going to end up getting destroyed in a playoff game? Or do you foresee them not even making it? Like, do you actually see them losing a game or two before they get there?
They will lose, and they will lose badly. Because you have to also put in, Big Ten just came into play. Ohio State, we'll talk about that later. But, I mean, then you got the Pac-12 coming in 2 weeks. Notre Dame is going to be a flash in the pan. They're going to be a
absolutely.
They've had their moment,
right?
I believe so. I don't know. I just don't think it comes down to coaching for them. It seems like no matter what coach they have, they just can't push it to that next level. And it's been that way for the last 3 or 4 coaches. I don't understand. But yeah, Nate, we know you hope they will. But
right.
Yeah, it's just they can't push it to the next level. It doesn't seem like they ever can.
Brandon Herrera, no need to go over the Gopher score. Seems like they can't stop a high school team tonight. Well, honestly though, they were good last year, but I thought going into this year, I thought they were kind of overhyped. But we'll touch on that later. So my game ball tonight actually went to Ian Book, the quarterback for Notre Dame. He went 16-30, 312 yards and 3 touchdowns. So
yes, and just a great showing, a great game. And it's that weird year, but you still have to go out there and show what you can do. Because you still have to get yourself ready if you're going to go to the NFL draft or be brought on to any professional team. Like you still have to go out there and show it. So kudos to you.
Against Pitt. It was against Pitt, though.
I mean, it was against Pitt, but
right.
But still, I mean, still you went out there and you showed it. You show what you can do on a college level. So
then going to our number 4 team tonight, which was actually Georgia, but they were on a bye week. They got thumped last week. Was that kind of a surprise to you guys about how badly they got thumped? Honestly, to me it was, and I'll tell you, going into this season, I thought that they had basically overhyped this Alabama team, but Alabama came out and absolutely thumped Georgia.
Well, I guess you want me to take this one first, probably, huh?
Yeah, I want you to take.
Yeah,
now, I don't want you to eat crow yet because they're still in the top 4. So I'm not telling you to eat crow. But were you surprised about the domination that Alabama did in this game?
I was, of course, because Georgia's the team that I said was the best team in the country. And I'm not going away from that. I still think they're a very good team. I think they had an off week. I think everyone has an off week. The fact that they stayed in the top four, who else are they going to lose to that's going to knock them out of the top four? Nobody, because they're not going to lose now. So
that shocked me, though.
Yeah, it shocked me that not that they lost, but that they got beat by so much. I think that was the shocking part to me.
No. I was saying what was shocking to me was that they stayed in the top four. I know that they lost to the number 2 team in the nation, but it shocked me that they were able to stay in the top four after taking a loss like that.
Yeah, I mean, maybe, but I don't think I think it's because, again, they lost to the second team in the country. And who else really impressed last week to be put into the top four? Like, I don't think anyone really showed that well. By the way, I show here that Nelda Goodwin is watching. So, Nelda, yeah, you're in our thoughts like Franklin. Hang in there. We hope that all works out for you. Thanks for watching.
So, Vic, we'll go to you on this. Were you surprised about the thumping that Georgia took in that game against Alabama?
No. Georgia is reliving the nightmare of, was it 2-3 years ago when they played Alabama and they collapsed in the second half?
Yeah.
I think they never got over that with Alabama. So they feel Alabama is better than them going into it because, I don't know. I think you got a quarterback named Stetson who's like a men's cologne.
Stetson Cologne, yes. So with that being said, with the loss that you saw Georgia take last week against Alabama, this week being on a bye week, do you foresee Georgia being able to stay in the top four for the rest of the year?
No.
Oh.
What? Where's Ohio State going to go? Where's Ohio State going?
I think J-Mac was kind of shocked with that.
Oh, okay. But who did Ohio State play today?
Nebraska.
Thank you very much.
And they beat the crap out of Nebraska. The first half, I'll tell you, was the first half in that game was actually really good. But here's my thing, and don't be surprised. I'm just saying, don't be surprised because Georgia was on that bye week. So because Georgia was on that bye week, and Ohio State did play today, and they put a thumping on Nebraska, I'm saying don't be surprised if Ohio State jumps in that 4 seed and Georgia drops to 5. Don't be surprised if that happens.
Don't be surprised.
Because I can foresee that happening.
Because in 2 weeks, my Ducks are coming for you. They're coming for that 4 spot.
Which, going to that Ohio State game now, as we were saying today, they played Nebraska. They struggled in the first half against Nebraska. They turned it on in the second half. So obviously, my player of the game in this one was obviously Justin Fields. He had a superb game, fantastic game. The dude had 1 incomplete pass all game, 276 yards, 2 touchdowns, 15 carries for 54 yards, and a touchdown. That's why Justin Fields is one of the top-rated quarterbacks in college. Will he top Trevor Lawrence? I don't know. It's going to come between Trevor Lawrence and Justin Fields as 1 and 2. I have to see what Justin Fields is going to do against some more superior teams. Because let's get this straight. Nebraska is not what we'd call a superior team by any means.
Yeah. All right. Do you want me to say something about that? Or Nebraska being a superior team?
No, absolutely not, because we know they're not. Okay.
So let's just move on.
So going to number 6. So the number 6 team in the country, Oklahoma State. And today they played number 17, Iowa State. J-Mac, even last week you said that Iowa State is a completely underrated team. You said they were. Yep. And they put up a fight today against number 6, Oklahoma State. Oklahoma State won. They won it by 3. They won it 24-21. And yet again, and I'm glad they're playing this week because we get to talk about our man. We get to talk about that Chubba Hubbard, which was the player of the game with Chubba Hubbard. He was the player of the game again. 25 carries, 140 yards, and a touchdown. That's our man, Chubba Hubbard. He's probably top 3 back in the nation right now. That's where I have Chubb Hubbard. So Oklahoma State, after this game, they will stay at number 6. I don't foresee them moving up. Iowa State, because they played a number 6 seed and they only lost by 3 and they were number 17, I don't think they're going to drop out of the top 25.
Oh no. I don't even see them dropping more than a couple places, to be honest. Like, I could see him still being at 19 or 20 next week just because, you played the number 6 team and you lost by a field goal. That's not a bad game if you're the number 17 team in the country.
Vic, what do you think?
I agree.
You think they'll stay? Well, I don't see them staying at 17. I think they'll probably drop somewhere around 19 or 20 or so, like J-Mac was saying. But I don't think they will drop out of the top 25.
No, you caught me with popcorn in my mouth.
Oh, yeah.
No, I think they had a good last minute drive that showed a little bit. So yeah, I foresee them probably about 19 or 20. Yeah, they're not going to go too far.
All right, so the number 7 team in the nation was Texas A&M. They were on a bye week. So
bye-bye.
Obviously, because they're on a bye week, they're probably going to stay there. I don't foresee them going anywhere. I don't think they'll drop. I don't think they will move up. Because here's the reason why. Because the number 8 team in the nation, which was Penn State, they played an unranked Indiana team, and they lost to Indiana. They lost to them 36-35. Talk about an ending to a game. Now, a lot of people were trying to say that there was a controversial ending because they're like, did he actually reach the pylon? Did he not? I'll tell you what. When you watch the replay, he hit the pylon. His knee wasn't down. His elbow wasn't down. It was a clean win. I don't really think there was any controversy about it, honestly.
No.
How much does this loss hurt Penn State?
Is that a serious question?
I'm serious. How far do they drop in the rankings?
2 years ago, Indiana was ranked 119th out of 131 Division I schools in the country.
Yeah. But
Penn State was just ranked 8th and lost.
Yeah, so I'm saying, how far do they drop, though? How much does it actually hurt them in the rankings?
To me, they're not a top 15 team. Not if you're going to lose to Indiana.
Okay, but do you take them out of the top 25? Because keep in mind, this is their first games that they have played. Indiana and Penn State. This is both their first games.
Okay, I mean, you can't take them out of the top 25, but I think they're going to fall somewhere like 17, 18 after that loss, especially to Indiana.
Right, Indiana. Vic, what do you think? How far do you see them dropping after this loss?
22.
22, huh?
22. I just like the number. I don't like Penn State, so yeah, 22. It's a nice even number.
So
Penn State, I don't know. I don't like them. But, I mean, you lost on a last-second play to the Indiana Hoosiers, who are known for basketball.
Right. Yeah, they are.
And, and you didn't like lose it, like blowout lose it. You lost a heartbreaker, which is not only going to drop you in the Rays, but it's going to affect you coming in next week, too. Because that stuff sticks with you.
Well, yeah, because they went to overtime in this game. I mean, come on.
Against Indiana.
Yeah, right. So my game ball actually goes to Steve Scott, the running back for Indiana. He had 20 carries, 57 yards, and 2 touchdowns. So good job to Steve Scott for the game ball today. And we're saying, hello, how are you? Hello, Freddie. How you doing there, brother? All right.
What's up, Freddie?
So our next game, which was actually number 9 Cincinnati versus number 16 SMU. This game's not over yet. Last I checked, this game was tied. However, before we thank you, Brandon. Thank you. That's awesome. We love that you enjoy our show. Thank you for being on. Thank you for leaving those comments. It means a lot. So going to that, does this actually, were you guys expecting to see an undefeated Cincinnati team and an undefeated SMU team this far in the season? And did you expect to see them both in the top 25 as of right now? Especially with Cincinnati being at number 9.
No.
No. I didn't even know Cincinnati had a football team.
I mean, so they were good like 15 years ago now? Has it been that long?
Yeah, it's been a while. They were decent last year, but they weren't like a top 25 team.
Right. I mean, they were decent last year, but I'm talking the last time they were this high. It was Tony Pike at quarterback, Marty Gilliard at receiver, and I forget they had a good running back too, and I forget who the running back was, but that was the last time. That was like 15 years ago. So yeah, I mean, hats off to them. And SMU, we all know that story. We all know they were great in the 80s. They got the death penalty, and it took them up until, I want to say, it was 2015 before they got back into a bowl game. So it was like 17 years of no bowl games after getting the death penalty. So we all know the SMU story, but hats off to both those teams. They've worked their butts off this year to get where they are.
So I will say it's halftime right now in that game, and Cincinnati is currently winning 14-10. So it's a very good game. That's the kind of game that I actually expected this game to be. I expected this to be a good game. So I'm with you on this. Hats off to Cincinnati, especially right now with how well they are playing. Are they going to be a top 4 team? No, but they are having a fantastic season. Fantastic. Hats off.
Yep.
All right. Did you have anything to say on that, Vic, or
no?
No. Okay, so we're
I'm
good
good
on that. Okay.
All I like that they bang the drum.
Bang the drum. So the number 10 team in the nation was on a bye week, which was Florida. We already know they've lost one game this year. We don't know how they're going to do against some higher ranked teams, maybe Alabama, Georgia, teams like that. How about we go to number 11, which was Miami versus Virginia. So this game right now is Miami is actually currently winning this game. When I checked, yes, they're up 13-7, and it's actually in the fourth quarter with 14 minutes and 30 seconds to go. Miami's winning. The thing that shocks me, though, is I wasn't expecting this game to be that close. Because Miami, I thought, was going to be a great team entering the season. They're sitting at number 11. You should be beating a Virginia team by a lot more than 13-7.
For sure.
So basically what Nate was saying was that he expected SMU to be that good, but he said not a Cincinnati team, which to me is kind of perplexing because Cincinnati's a higher ranked team and they were a higher ranked team coming into the season. So how can you not expect them to be as good as SMU? I don't know. I'm just saying. All right. So with that one, I do have I'm throwing off here because we just mentioned SMU in Cincinnati. But I also have Miami still winning this game. I think Miami should be up by more because Virginia is kind of putting the old scare on Miami there. If Miami loses this game, they're going to drop bad in the rankings.
Completely agree.
I'm picking Virginia to win.
Oh, you're going for the upset.
I'm going for it.
We've seen a ton of upsets this season. A ton already.
Vic, you're going for the upset because the Ducks are below Miami and you want them to move up.
Yes, right? Right?
My team hasn't even played a game yet, and we're like 15 or 16. Come on.
You guys are actually ranked number 13 at the moment. All right.
And we haven't even played yet.
Right.
Imagine where we're
All right.
going to be.
Okay, so Brandon Herrera left a comment saying, so what has shocked or stood out the most in this young season? Honestly, the most shocking, I will tell you right now, I think we just touched on it. In my opinion, the most shock to me is Cincinnati. I knew going in that they had them ranked in the top 25. I didn't think that they were going to stay in the top 25 for this long, let alone the top 10. So
Brandon,
to me,
top 13's not unlucky.
So to me, that's what stands out the most so far. The most shocking to me is that. And if I had to stay, the other shock would be Alabama still being at number 2, because I wasn't expecting Alabama to be able to stay at number 2, because I honestly thought they were going to lose to Georgia. And I thought that somebody else was going to come in and surprise them, and they haven't. So Alabama's staying at number 2, so hats off to them. So J-Mac, what would you say so far has shocked or stood out to you in this young season?
Oh, that it took this long for UL Lafayette to not be in the top 25. That was the most atrocious thing in this entire year, is to put a UL Lafayette team in the top 25. So thank you for finally coming to your senses if you're the NCAA and getting this garbage team out of the top 25.
So, Vic, this one was pointed towards you. Nate says you want BYU to lose.
Yeah. Always.
Always, right?
Why is that even a question, Nate? That should just be a statement. I want BYU to lose.
Okay. All right. So, well, speaking of BYU.
Can I say what shocked me?
Yeah, go ahead.
LSU. Do they suck or what?
No, okay. But going back to that for a second, at the beginning of the season,
it shocked me.
I don't understand how. At the beginning of the season, when everyone thought that this LSU team was going to be good, I said, look at how many people they have lost. And I said, how can people expect them to be good? They lost so many guys in the draft. Justin Jefferson, a Joe Burrow, Allaire. They lost a ton of guys on defense, ton of guys on offense. I don't know how anybody expected them to be good, honestly.
It shocks me that they suck so bad.
That really didn't shock me all that much.
Well, I mean, they're 1-2 right now, and they got their themselves handed to them by Mississippi State,
right?
Who hasn't won a game since.
Well, they said because it was on a neutral site, but that doesn't matter. I don't think it mattered anyway.
Didn't they score 2 points last week or something?
No, they scored more, but
Mississippi State did?
No, they were terrible. Okay, so our number 12 team in the nation was BYU, and they're actually playing Texas State. Let's see so they're playing Texas State. It's in the first quarter, and it's tied at 7.
It's as close as you're going to get to a win, Nate. Take it and run.
So BYU and Texas State are tied at 7 at the moment.
Did you say Texas State?
Texas State.
Who's ranked 126th in the country.
Yeah, and they're tied with BYU at the moment. They're tied at 7-7 in the first. It's the first quarter, though. It's the first quarter, so it's got a long ways to go.
The Texas State Bobcats are coming for you, Nate.
Oh, boy. Number 13 team in the nation. Now we're coming to Vic's team. And not only that, but I do want to give a shout out to Franklin Curley, because this is Franklin Curley's team too. The Oregon Ducks is his team. So I will give a shout out to Franklin Curley on this one. and we'll say go Ducks. And I'm not, the Ducks are not my favorite team, but I will give a shout out and say Frank the Tank, as we call him, Frank the Tank. Get better, buddy. Go Ducks. Okay. All right, so that was the number 13. So the number 14 team was UNC, which is the University of North Carolina, which we all know is known for basketball. They're not normally known for football. They're actually
known for basketball? I didn't know that.
Yeah, we all knew that. Come on. And they went up today against NC State, and they won that game 48-21. So they had a bounce-back game after losing last week. They had a bounce-back game. My player in this game was Javonte Williams. He had 19 carries, 160 yards, and 3 touchdowns. When UNC was ranked at a pretty low, I believe at one point they were ranked in the top 10. And me and J-Mac were talking about that, and we're like, yeah, that one's not going to last long. And it didn't. They came out and lost the next week, and we're like, yep, obviously that one didn't last long like we said it wasn't going to. I'm not taking anything away from UNC, but they're not that top 10 team like they previously were ranked.
Absolutely. I mean, we knew this wasn't going to last very long for UNC.
But hats off to them. Hats off to them.
And I'll tell you what, they've had some great alumni. Even on the football side, they've had some guys come out of there. You wouldn't surprise. Now, no, I'm not talking about Mitchell Trubisky.
Thank you. I was going to say they had Mitchell Trubisky.
No, it's not who I'm talking about. However, Lawrence Taylor did go to North Carolina.
So Michael Jordan, where'd that get him?
Let's not go into that conversation right now on where that got Michael Jordan.
Let's not do that.
Lawrence Taylor went there. Julius Peppers also went to UNC. Just a little bit of history there.
So they did have some guys come out of UNC, but they're not really known for quarterback wise. I'll tell you that. And I figured that everybody was gonna, how Mitch Trubisky was supposed to be big coming out of UNC out of college, and we know how that ended up being in the NFL with the Chicago Bears. So the number 15 team in the nation, my Wisconsin Badgers, number 15. Oh, yeah. Here's the funny thing about this. So I will tell you a little quote that Lovie Smith said. And this was funny. Lovie Smith, the head coach for Illinois, came out and said, from 2020, so in the 2020s, he said, this is going to be Illinois' decade. He said he feels like they have caught up to teams like Wisconsin, Michigan, and Minnesota, and Michigan State. He said he felt like they caught up to him, and he said this year he's going to prove it. Okay, let's see how that turned out for him, because they played last night, and they lost to the Wisconsin Badgers 45-7. So, Lovie Smith, how did that turn out for you by saying you have caught up to the other teams in your conference? You had a quarterback in Graham Mertz, which makes his first career start, and he throws one incomplete pass and throws for 5 touchdowns. And you're telling me that this Illinois team has caught up to their competition? That is freaking crazy. What do you think about that?
It was a Wisconsin quarterback at that, who, as we know, sure, take Russell Wilson and put him in there for 1 year. Outside that 1 year with Russell Wilson, who was the last great Wisconsin quarterback?
Who beat Russell Wilson in the Rose Bowl? Oh, yeah, it was my Ducks.
Outside of him? Outside of him?
Right, crickets. That's what I thought.
Yeah, there wasn't much, because you can't say a Tolzien, and you can't say, and you obviously can't say a Joel Stavy, and you can't say a Hornibrook, so you obviously can't say them.
Or
Are you just making up names right now?
No, I'm not.
Unfortunately, he's not. I mean, Jim Sorgi back in the day. The list goes on and on and on. So my point is, when you say you've caught up to the rest of the conference and you give a Wisconsin quarterback to come out, make his first career start against you, he has 1 incompletion and 5 touchdowns. Lovie Smith, what?
Right? What? All right, so The number, so my game ball, obviously, in this one to tell you, it went to Graham Mertz. Obviously, he wasn't even the starter at the beginning of the year. Our starter was Jack Cohen, who actually broke his foot and had surgery on his foot, and so the starter became Graham Mertz. So the number 16 team in the nation, which is SMU, we already talked about them. The number 17 team in the nation, Iowa State, we've already talked about them.
Yes.
And hold on, because Nate, I'm not sure what he means here. In what universe referring to the Iowa State? What?
What you talking about, Nate?
We didn't even mention Iowa.
I didn't mention Iowa at all. We talked about Iowa State. I never. And if you're trying to refer that Lovie Smith. Okay, I never said that Lovie Smith said he caught up to Iowa, but Iowa's not that. I'm not even sure. Nate, can you elaborate, please? Like, send a message to say what you meant, because I have no idea what you meant right there. I have no idea. Okay, so the number 18 team in the country, which was Michigan, they are absolutely destroying the number 1 team, or not the number 21 team in the nation in Minnesota. I mean, they are absolutely throttling Minnesota. So there's not really. Jim Harbaugh has now come out and said that this is Michigan's year, but he said that the last 3 or 4 years now, and let's see how far that has gotten them. They haven't even won the Big Ten championship yet. They haven't even made it there. So
when they beat Ohio State, I'll listen to Jim Harbaugh.
There you go. Thank you. Okay, so then we go to
sorry, I was just saying, back to Brandon Herrera's comment. You're right. We shouldn't have mentioned the Gophers because they can't beat a high school team right now.
Right, yeah. All right. So the number 19 team in the country, Virginia Tech, they lost to Wake Forest today. So
Deacons.
What's up?
Deacons.
So that means that Virginia Tech will drop out of the top 25. We all knew Virginia Tech wasn't that good. They managed to be in the top 25. They were not. He said Iowa State.
Okay, just ignore it at this point. We weren't even talking about Iowa State then. We're talking about Illinois.
Okay, all right. So the game ball for me for Wake Forest was actually Christian Beal-Smith, who had 13 carries for 129 yards. So congratulations to Wake Forest for pulling off, I guess you want to say, an upset against a Virginia Tech team that, I don't know, wasn't even that good to begin with, that I thought anyway.
That's the best thing since Tim Duncan for them.
Thank you. All right. So number 20, the number 20 team in the nation, Kansas State, who actually already pulled off one upset this year. They went up against Kansas. I mean, really? Kansas. We knew how this was going to go. And Kansas State just absolutely throttled Kansas in this game. It was 55-14. But we all knew it was going to be a throttle anyways. Kansas is just not a good football team. The game ball in this one went to Will Howard. He went 17-24 for 243 yards and 2 touchdowns because he didn't even have to play much. He didn't have to play long because it was a blowout. All right. Our number 21 team in the nation, we've already mentioned, was Minnesota, and they're getting throttled right now by Michigan, so we don't have to touch on them. Number 22, Marshall versus Florida Atlantic. Marshall won. They won 20-9. I like to call
Marshall.
We are Marshall, the Young Thundering Herd, which, by the way, was a great movie. I will tell you, We Are Marshall was absolutely great, and that's why, I don't know, deep inside, I'm still one of those people that I'm like, Marshall, I want to see you in the top 25 just because of what they've been through as a college. And so my game ball in this one went to Brendan Knox 25 carries, 101 yards. I've given him the game ball one other time also. Number 23 in the nation, NC State. And then, because we've already talked about them, so number 24, coming in at number 24, they haven't played yet. And I see her shaking her head. Oh, man, it's that USC team.
Blech.
They're sitting at number 24. They haven't played. So
Trojan
I would like
man.
Blech.
right, the USC Trojan. I would like to see how they're going to be this year. I don't see them being a top 10 team at all. I don't even think they'll end up in the top 25.
I don't even know how they're at 24 right now.
Who else are you going to put there at the moment? Because
we recruited all their players. I don't know what they're doing.
Wait till you hear who the number 25 is, and you'll be like, what? Because the number 25 team right now in the nation is Coastal Carolina. And they beat Georgia Southern, and they beat them 28-14. So you have a Coastal Carolina team in the top 25. So my game ball in this one
hold on a second. So when people sit here and tell you that the NCAA is a joke, this is the kind of thing they're talking about.
Right. Coastal Carolina.
Give me Memphis or something.
Oh my goodness! You're telling me you couldn't find another single team in the country that you could put in the top 25?
It made you happy though that Lafayette was no longer in the top 25. You're like, they finally got out, and then now you see a Coastal Carolina team in the top 25.
Okay, just give you game ball and we'll move on.
So the game ball in this one actually went to Javin Halai. He had 5 catches for 107 yards. That was my game ball. So Coastal Carolina will stay at number 25, and they will stay in the top 25 for one more week.
Enjoy your spotlight, Coastal Carolina. Yippee.
Because the other team is going to start playing soon. And so now we're going to jump over to the NFL. If there's nothing else you guys want to say on college.
Nothing else I want to say in college, but before we transition to the NFL. Oh, we'll wait till after Vic presents what she's saying here.
So,
I
have a scenario. I want to know which one you would rather have happen.
Okay.
So Alabama today lost their stud wide receiver for the season.
Correct.
On a kickoff to start the game. Would you rather lose a star player, go undefeated, and win a national championship, or keep your star player, lose a game, and not win the national championship?
That's an easy question. That's easy.
Obviously, I'm going for the natty.
Yeah.
Even if it ruins the career?
I mean, obviously, you're going to take a natty.
So wait, as a coach, am I coaching to get guys to the NFL, or am I coaching for a national championship? I'm coaching for a national championship.
Absolutely. Because you got to do what you got to do.
Should you have your stud wide receivers taking kickoffs?
Absolutely not.
No. Definitely not.
I don't care if they're your best returner. They don't take kickoffs. That would never happen.
Yeah, so
okay, we're going to transition to the NFL. But I'm going to ask you guys a question.
Uh-huh.
Now, Ace and Vic, let me ask you a question.
Ask it.
Now, if I'm a viewer on this network, right, and I want one of these shirts, okay?
You got to do exactly what Brandon Herrera is doing now, and he is absolutely lighting up with comments.
Now, say that I'm not the lucky winner for the month. How can I get one of these great shirts, you ask?
Right here.
Well, I'm going to tell you. You can get them right here. You can get your ASAP Network t-shirt today for only $25 plus shipping and handling. And you do that by checking out our Facebook page and putting in for the order. Now, if you keep doing like Brandon Herrera's doing, you might be that lucky person that win one. But if you want one, $25 plus shipping and handling. Is that a deal or what? Can I ask you guys, is that a deal or what?
That's a steal.
That's an absolute steal. And Brandon Herrera, Brandon Herrera, yet again, you're asking, do you think that Trevor is the top 3 pick? Yeah, so here's the thing. Trevor Lawrence is going to probably go number 1 overall because the number 1 overall pick right now, my prediction is going to be the Jets. And obviously the Jets are going to probably move on from Sam Darnold after this year, and they're going to draft a Trevor Lawrence.
Former Trojan that's horrible.
So that is my prediction. So yes, Trevor Lawrence is going to be top 3, probably followed by Justin Fields at number 2, and number 3 I haven't really decided yet. But
Penne.
To answer your question. Okay. So moving to the NFL now, I've got a question for you, J Mac and Vic. Because this was a question that was asked to me that I'm like, well, I don't really think so. Right now, they said that DK Metcalf and Tyler Lockett is the top 2 duo in the NFL for wide receivers at this moment.
I can get behind that.
I don't think they're the best duo, though.
Who's ahead of them?
They are.
Who's ahead of them?
You really think they are?
Who? What other 2 guys have played together all year, every game, been in every snap, have a quarterback like Russell Wilson, and have put up the numbers that they have? There's no other 2 guys in the league that have done that this year. So overall, or talent-wise, or career-wise, no. But this season, absolutely.
2 guys that I will put really close in that category.
Don't go there.
DeAndre Hopkins.
Okay.
And Larry Fitzgerald.
More so one than the other.
I mean, more so, yeah. Okay, so Larry Fitzgerald is not in his prime anymore. Let's face it, he's just not. And that's not taking. Okay, I understand, and yes, he is. But I am not saying that he shouldn't be considered one of the greatest ever, because that would be. I mean, I wouldn't be on this network anymore if I said that, and I shouldn't be. But I can't say that. However, I think this year. Those 2 have meant more to a quarterback than the other 2 have, because you also have a Christian Kirk in Arizona, and
Isabella,
and you've had Isabella. You've also had Kenyon Drake that's been running the ball like crazy in Arizona, and Chase Edmonds that's backed him up. So you've had a good team behind you, and I think that other than those 2 guys, there really hasn't been anyone that's put up the numbers. You could say that more talent-wise, maybe in Tampa Bay with the receivers you have, but they haven't played together all year. One of them's been hurt every week. So,
all right. So Brandon Herrera again says, okay, staying with that take, should the Jets keep that pick or trade it for an AKA Saints Ricky Williams / type trade? And honestly, if you are the Jets and your future is Sam Darnold, in your mind, if you're thinking he's your future, and you're like, obviously Trevor Lawrence is probably going to be the clear-cut number 1 overall pick, and there's a team out there that needs a quarterback that wants to trade up, and you want to keep Darnold, yeah, pull off that trade. Do it. Trade that number 1.
Depends on what they're going to give me in the backside. I'm not going to sit there and say, well, I'll trade you the number 1 pick just so that you can get a quarterback if I'm not going to get something in return. But if you're gonna sell the farm for me for a first round pick, I'm not an idiot, and I'm taking that.
Absolutely. All right.
Especially if I set myself up like the Miami Dolphins, who this year would be in the playoffs if the season ended today, and have a pick from the Houston Texans, who would have the 4th pick in the draft.
So speaking of Houston Texans, now we'll jump into our picks. And, of course, the number 1 pick that we're going to pick on tomorrow is that Green Bay versus Houston Texans game. This game to me is still a little scary again, because I know Green Bay struggles with the mobile quarterback. Always have. And there's going to be some guys out on defense. Kevin King is out. Darnell Savage is out. And then on the offensive side, too, now, for the first time since 2017, David Bakhtiari is going to be missing his first game. And that's a huge loss on the offensive line, especially when you have a J.J. Watt on defense.
I completely agree. And look, we just got last week. Tampa Bay took over.
They did
put the pedal to the floor and didn't stop. And Deshaun Watson's the kind of quarterback that can light it up any week. So I can't pick against Green Bay. It's just not who I am. I can't.
Yeah, I can't. But like I agree with you. I will take the Packers, but don't be surprised if Houston wins.
Yep, that's what I'm going to say.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I can take the Texans.
Okay, but which team you taking?
I'm taking the Texans.
You're taking the Texans. And Brandon Herrera is saying, sorry to be the Texans, but the Packers will look to rebound. And you know what? Absolutely, because if one thing is weird, like Green Bay after a bye week normally does not play well. The last 3 years after a bye week, they've absolutely been manhandled after a bye week. And that's how it's been like the last 3 or 4 years. All right. So after that game, we have the Detroit Lions versus the Atlanta Falcons. We saw what the Atlanta Falcons did after they got a new head coach in Raheem Morris. So obviously that's got to show you something. I mean, that shows you that something was going wrong there. Matthew Stafford isn't Matthew Stafford right now. Something isn't quite right with Matthew Stafford this year. I don't know what it is. This is going to be one of those games that I think is going to be a very good game, but for some reason, I got to go with the Falcons again. I don't know why. I'm taking the Falcons. J-Mac, I'll go with you first.
Falcons.
Vic.
Lions. Just because you both said Falcons, I'm going Lions.
That's how this is going to go, huh? Okay.
Yeah, that's exactly how this is going to go. I can already feel it. All right. The Cleveland Browns versus the Cincinnati Bengals. They've already played once, and the first time was just like a run up and down the field. It was like 34-31. It was a high-scoring back and forth game. Baker Mayfield actually had a good game. Joe Burrow had a good game. This one's going to be very, very it's going to be one of those games, and this one could go either way again. But I think I'm going to go with the Cleveland Browns again.
Bengals.
I'll start with what? You said Browns?
Bengals.
Vic?
Bears.
Bears? We're not even talking about the Bears.
Well, you split the pick. Now I had to come up with something else. Cleveland lost last week, right? Yeah.
Yes, they got manhandled by Pittsburgh last week.
Oh, they're going to be angry. I'm going to pick Browns.
It'll be a good game, though.
Joe Burrow's going to throw 4 interceptions. I feel it.
Wow.
Maybe Baker Mayfield.
You heard it here first.
Right?
Brandon Herrera says it's going to end in a tie.
You know what? That would be kind of funny. Yeah, that would be funny. All right. So what they're calling the game of the week tomorrow, the Pittsburgh Steelers versus the Tennessee Titans. Whoa. This is actually one of those games that it actually could be the game of the week, but the Steelers this year are a lot better than what I thought they were going to be. And the Titans are really, really good. Like, they're one of those really scary. They're probably 1 or 2 in the AFC right now. So, with that being said, I'm going to take Tennessee in this game.
I don't like
and I'll go ahead and go with Vic first.
I hate the Titans. Go Steelers.
Go Steelers.
Titans.
Titans.
Why? Why?
Just because you said the Steelers.
right.
I don't
It's
like it
gotta
when it's reversed, J-Mac.
You're picking the Steelers first, so it's got to be Titans now. We're going that.
Well, when they lose, I'm gonna laugh so hard.
We're going that route just because you picked the Steelers. Okay. So we have the Carolina Panthers versus the New Orleans Saints. The interesting thing about this game is I don't know if you guys know, but Emmanuel Sanders and Mike Thomas are both out for the Saints tomorrow. So 2 of Drew Brees' weapons are out. Carolina's a lot better than what we actually expected. So with Mike Thomas and Emmanuel Sanders being out, even though they still have an Alvin Kamara, I'm going to go with the Carolina Panthers. So, J-Mac.
Saints.
Saints, because I hate the Panthers. Drew's going to find a way.
Drew's going to find a way. Okay. So, an interesting comment here. Brandon Herrera is basically that Ryan
this guy at? I'm going to come visit him.
Win MVP. And you know, the interesting thing, Brandon Herrera, is I love your comments, man, but I don't know if I can get on board with the Ryan Tannehill winning MVP. I don't know. I know he's put up some numbers with Tennessee, and he's doing it right now. He's looking good, but I don't think he's going to beat out Russell Wilson for it.
Nope.
Russell Wilson right now is playing too good of football. All right. Wow. The next game. I
don't even know what to do right now.
Right now, we have the Buffalo Bills versus the New York Jets.
Jets are due.
Are you really taking the Jets?
Not against the
Jets. I'm taking them.
Okay.
I'm going all in. I'm throwing all my chips in the middle of the table. Jets by 7.
Jets by 7. Holy cow. I was not expecting you to take the Jets in this game.
Bills by 30.
What?
Russ, I will say Sam Darnold is back. I don't think it's going to make a bit of a difference because he doesn't have anybody to throw to. But I don't think it's going to be a 30-point blowout, but I don't think it's going to be close. I might think it'll be 15 or 20, but I don't think it's going to be 30. But the Bills are going to definitely win this game because Nate has it at 30-29 Bills.
Nate is wrong. I'm coming for you, Nate.
In your eyes,
wrong.
it'd be 30-29 Jets with the way you're saying right now.
Yeah.
All right.
Jets, Jets.
Oh, Vic, and this is when I know you really wanted Randy to be on the show because
where is he? I made popcorn.
Because the next one is we have the Dallas Cowboys versus the Washington football team. And I know you wanted Randy on the show so bad. However, he said he would be a special guest next week. So you can
play next week.
So you got to be ready for some Cowboy stuff next week for him.
Oh, I'm ready right now.
So with this one being said, with all this being said, this is my upset of the week. I guess you can call it an upset, and I'm going to actually take Washington in this game. I don't know. I'm taking the upset of the week.
Yeah.
So the Washington is the first team. I think I put this in the chat, but
yes, you did.
Washington is the first team in NFL history since the 1970 merger to be one game out of first place in their division and one game away from the first overall pick in the draft. That's how bad the NFC East is this year. Yeah. Look at Vic's face. She can't even believe what she just heard.
I'm reading Brandon's comment. Where's he live? I'm coming for him. I'm ready to throw some hands.
Vic throwing all her ducks on the Jets for a big crash. Bills.
Don't be a hater. Don't be a hater. Go Ducks.
Don't be a hater. Okay.
All right, next game.
I didn't make my pick.
Yeah, she didn't make her pick. Did you pick Washington also, J-Mac?
Yeah.
Yeah. Vic.
Randy. The red-headed pirate is going to throw 7 interceptions.
Wow, That's bold.
Maybe not that many. Maybe 3. And Zeke's going to fumble twice again. And Washington is going to crush the Cowboys.
Crush the Cowboys.
Like with the weight of 1,000,000 pirate ships driven by the red-headed pirate himself. And then the Cowboys are going to trade for Ryan Fitzpatrick.
So
you heard it here.
So Nate is saying that if the game is on CBS, then Washington will win 20-17.
Why does it matter if it's on CBS? Why does it matter?
Yeah, I'm not really.
If they're on Fox, it's going to be 17-20.
I don't know.
If they're on ESPN, it's going to be 34-18.
So, J-Mac, I don't know if you saw that, but Nate said that if it's on CBS, then Washington will win 20-17 if it's on CBS.
Only if it's on CBS.
Yeah. Nate, I think we need to talk after the show, man. Like,
I'm not sure what
you're not sharing, man. Whatever you're coming up with on this, you're not sharing. That's not fair.
Because he said that was the score for Washington the last 2 CBS matches. That doesn't matter, though. That doesn't matter. I still have Washington, but it's not going to matter if they're playing on CBS or Fox. All right. Now we have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers versus the Las Vegas Raiders. This might actually be a good game because the Las Vegas Raiders are kind of that Jekyll and Hyde team. You know, they're kind of hit and miss. They're good 1 week, and then the next week they're bad again. But they seem to play good against good teams, but then they play bad against bad teams. So I don't know, because they've beaten the Saints, they've beaten the Chiefs. I don't know. I'm trying to figure them out. So don't be surprised if the Raiders come out and win this game. However, though, I'm taking the Bucs, but don't be surprised if the Raiders win. And because of Franklin Curley, and because this is his team, Franklin, I am going for the Raiders, buddy. I am cheering for the Raiders tomorrow. So get well soon, bud.
I was just going to mention that. I'm glad you said that, Ace. That's not the only reason, though. I have to tell you something. I've been down on the Raiders for a long time. If you go back to the shows that Ace and I used to do, I said the Raiders should just be taken out of the NFL. They were a horrible team. They shouldn't have been a team. So this may be the first time in the history that you've ever heard me say this. I'm going with the Raiders. Tomorrow. Mm-hmm. Will you put that stuff off the screen? Like, come on, man.
All right,
1997? Nate, you weren't even born yet. First off, Nate, you weren't born when that happened in 1987. Why? Oh, my good. What are you doing?
All right, Vic.
That was only 23 years ago.
Right.
Although I know 2020 feels like it's been 40 years, but it hasn't.
Okay, 23 years ago. Let's see. What was I doing 23 years ago? I was in 7th grade. Okay. Like, that's not even relevant to today.
All right. My pick has two scenarios.
Uh-huh.
Derek Carr gets hurt. Marcus Mariota goes in. Raiders win. Derek Carr doesn't get hurt. Derek Carr plays. Buccaneers win.
Wow.
So which one's it going to be?
Those are my 2 scenarios.
Oh, okay.
If Carr gets hurt and Mariota plays, Raiders win. If he doesn't get hurt, Buccaneers win.
Okay, cool.
All right. So now the next game we have is the Chiefs versus the Broncos. Chiefs.
Nate, Chiefs.
Nate Chiefs. Right.
Okay, next game.
All right. Then we have the San Francisco.
You don't even give them any airtime. Nope, that's it.
San Francisco 49ers versus the New England Patriots. This might be a better game than some would assume. Raheem Mostert is out again. Richard Sherman, I don't think he's going to be back yet. He's supposed to be, but I think he's still out another week. So with this one was tough, but I think I'm going to go with New England in this game.
I think I went with the Niners just because the Patriots are down and I want to kind of kick them while they're down. So, Niners.
Yeah, but it's like two that even though I'm not a Niners fan, like I love to see the Niners down and out because of old man Randy. Just
that's a valid point.
Right?
I mean, I don't want Garoppolo to play good. I want him to still be the garbage that he is. So,
right. Okay. Vic?
Tie.
She's calling for a tie.
Man, she's throwing everything out there tonight. She has ties out there. She's got the Jets winning. Man, she's going all out.
San Francisco doesn't really have a defense anymore because they're all hurt. So I think Cam's going to run up on them. I think I'm going to go Patriots.
Don't put that on the screen.
Don't do it.
If I was on air, then I would say Broncos. But
you're killing us.
30-26. Okay.
You're killing us, Nate.
Brandon Herrera is also taking the Bucks. All right. The next game we have, and I know where Vic's going with this one because it's Justin Herbert, and we know she's a fan of Herbert. It's actually the Jacksonville Jaguars versus the LA Chargers. But you know what? I'm not going to disagree with you.
You dare say but.
I'm actually going with the Chargers too, so I'm not going to disagree with you on this.
Justin's due. Justin's going to get his first W tomorrow.
J-Mac.
It's going to be a great game. Oh man, it's going to be such a good game. I'm not even kidding. That's not any part of a joke. You got an Oregon quarterback in Justin Herbert who's played way above everyone's expectations. But you have a quarterback in Gardner Minshew in Jacksonville who nobody thought was ever going to be a starter in the NFL. Look at his numbers. Look at his numbers. No, look at his numbers. He's not – I'm not saying he's great. I'm not saying he's elite. He's comparable with any other starter in the NFL right now. If you look at his numbers,
isn't even playing for a team.
Yeah, that explains everything. But in the end, the Chargers are going to pull it out. As Herbert is due, Herbert's got better weapons around him for sure. And he has a little bit better defense than Jacksonville does. So,
Brandon
Herrera. If they can play 4 quarters, he has a better defense.
Absolutely. All right, next game. My God. Don't put the next one on the screen.
I love it.
45 to 10.
My new best friend.
Since when are the Chargers going to put up 45?
Exactly.
Justin's going to light it up.
Oh, this game might actually be a lot better than what people are thinking. It's the Sunday night game, and it's Seattle versus Arizona. This, I think, is going to actually be a really good game because typically when Seattle plays Arizona, these are typically some good games. Arizona has Seattle's number. Think about last year. Seattle lost to an Arizona team with Brett Hundley at quarterback. And if that tells you anything, they have Seattle's number. And I actually had this game pegged as Seattle's first loss. So I'm actually taking Arizona in this game.
Cardinals. I got the Cardinals.
Go Hawks.
I think Kyler's going to light it up tomorrow.
Go
and
Hawks.
The Vic is going with the Hawks.
Go
Okay.
Hawks.
Wow. We have the last game to talk about, which is the Monday night game, which is the Chicago Bears versus the LA Rams.
Rams.
Doesn't even matter.
Doesn't matter.
Rams.
The Bears.
You would.
I would. Well, I like Khalil Mack and Nick Foles. I mean, come on. The dude's magic.
Really?
Really?
No.
Did you not watch last week? Did you not watch the Super Bowl a couple years
Brandon
ago?
Herrera, thank you very much. Upset cards for the win.
Brandon,
Yeah,
why are you hating?
I got no problem. I got no problem with Foles winning the Super Bowl against Tom Brady. Like, that was great. I was cheering like everyone else was, no doubt. But come on, you mean to tell me that you really think that Nick Foles is a good quarterback?
Yes.
No.
You mean to tell me that you think Nick Foles is a better quarterback than Jared Goff?
Yeah. Nick has better hair.
We're going by hair now. Okay.
You know what? So since Brandon Herrera is saying a last-second field goal, what I could see happening again and going in the nightmares of all Bears fans again, they march down the field in the final seconds of the game, and out comes the kicker, and then the patented double doink happens again off both the It's a patented double doink.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So,
and it's not always about the quarterback. I like the Bears defense better than I like the Rams defense.
Did you forget that the Rams have a guy named Aaron Donald?
Aaron Donald, that guy's a
Did
beast.
you forget that the Bears have someone named Khalil Mack?
I'm not saying they don't.
But
In Madden, he would dominate. So
I'm
going
to take Aaron Donald. I'm going to take Aaron Donald over Khalil Mack
every single time.
Every time I will go with Aaron Donald. Right, X. Hold up that X.
Hey, there's no. I mean, mad respect to everyone on this show though. Like, this is why this show works. We all have different opinions.
That's right. And so with that being said, that is all of the games. That is all of our topics. So yet again, I would like to thank everybody out there for watching. I would like to thank Brandon Herrera for all of his comments. And I'll tell you what, Brandon Herrera, you are off to a great start for winning that t-shirt. I will tell you what, you have so many comments going on there right now, bud, that you're well on your way. I'll tell you what, well on your way to winning your free t-shirt. And sorry, Nate, you are a member of the network, so you don't count. So Brandon Herrera, don't worry, since he's on the network, he can't steal your tallies.
Don't
Nate,
forget,
nice try.
Don't forget, Nelda Goodwin got herself into the running tonight as well.
Oh, yes. Nelda, you and Frank are both in there. And actually what I am going to do in dedication to Franklin Curley, Nelda, I would like to know Franklin's size of shirt that he wears, and I am going to get him a all sports, all play shirt. I would like to get him one. So let me know what size he wears, and I will make sure I get him one.
All right.
All right.
I think final thoughts for tonight. Let's see. Final thoughts for tonight is get your t-shirt. If you're not going to win one, $25 shipping and handling. I mean, what a deal. You get this nice t-shirt that's got this network on it. You get to advertise for us. And what could be better than that? Really? What could be better? Nothing.
Absolutely not. So, Vic, do you have any final words that you would like to say?
Yes, I do. This time,
here we go.
In 2 weeks, it's going to be all about this right here. My Ducks are going to be playing Stanford. Pac-12's coming in hot. Better watch out.
All right, J-Mac.
Yeah.
Nothing. You got nothing?
Nope, I got nothing. I think Vic took up all my airtime by talking about the Ducks so much.
You're welcome.
Final thoughts. Vikings should fire Zimmer and bench Kurt. Yes, they should. Kirk Cousins. Yes, they should.
And I will say I don't disagree with that. It is time. This, to me, will probably be Cousins' last year in Minnesota anyways. They're going to move on. So with that being said, I would like to thank everybody for watching again. Please like, share, and then on our YouTube side, please subscribe.
And we are now.
Do you see that trash Brandon's putting up here? Do you see the trash?
You can follow us on Twitter. Instagram. Yes, come and check us out. We are on every major platform. So come and check us out. And guys, please get your t-shirts. We have magnets coming soon.
Bracelets. We have bracelets coming soon.
Hey, yeah,
Show your
bracelet.
bracelet there. Yeah.
And don't forget about Suzanne's paparazzi jewelry.
Papa.
Don't forget about that too. So
Papa.
thank you guys for watching, and I hope everyone has a
Paparazzi.
fantastic night. And I want to thank Vic yet again. Thank you, Vic. Thank you, J-Mac. And everybody will see Vic again tomorrow morning on the pregame show.
That's news to me. All right, I gotta go to bed then. I need my 12 hours.
All right. So thank you, everyone, and I hope you guys have a great night.
All sports, all plays. All sports, all plays. All sports, all plays. 365, we making the plays. You talking the game, get you through the days. Great high in the court, the dime in the lane. Variety, topics, never the same. All presentation, sports information.